There's a certain irony in the truck world. The United States is the heartland of pickups, yet some of the most capable rigs never make it to American dealerships. Blame it on strict safety rules, emissions regulations, or just the complicated math of bringing a foreign model into a crowded market. Case in point, the all-new 2026 Mitsubishi Triton. It's freshly redesigned, now looking tougher than ever. This mid-size warrior is already drawing attention overseas. But it's not planned for US. At least, not yet. That doesn't mean the door is completely closed. There are still a few scenarios where the Triton could sneak into the American lineup. And considering what Mitsubishi has cooked up this time, it might just be the truck that could turn their image around stateside. Redesign. The new 2026 Mitsubishi Triton has gone through one of its biggest transformations yet. The company didn't just give it a facelift, they rebuilt the truck from the ground up. The ladder frame chassis is stronger and stiffer. The suspension setup has been reworked with longer travel up front and beefier shocks in the rear, and payload and towing numbers are up too, putting it right in line with rivals. Visually, the redesign is hard to miss. The front end now wears a bolder version of Mitsubishi's dynamic shield grille, flanked by sharper LED headlights and a more muscular stance overall. It's wider, longer, and rides on a stretched wheelbase, which doesn't just help the looks, but also makes the cabin more spacious. Around the back, the bed is more practical, with reinforced materials and step cutouts in the bumper corners to make climbing in easier. Inside, the all-new Triton feels more premium than ever. Mitsubishi upgraded the seats with better support and added higher quality materials on the touchpoints. Larger infotainment screens and wireless smartphone connectivity are must-have nowadays. Off-road fans won't be disappointed either. The ground clearance is improved, while approach and departure angles are sharper. The Super Select 4-wheel drive system now comes with additional drive modes for mud, sand, or gravel. Now, if Mitsubishi ever decided to bring the Triton to the United States, a few tweaks would be necessary. Emission systems would need updates to satisfy EPA and CARB rules, safety gear would have to be adjusted to match US crash standards, and lighting might need to be reworked for DOT approval. Furthermore, truckers here would also expect some extras, things like ventilated seats or a high-end audio option. Powertrains. Under the hood, the 2026 Triton is leaning hard into diesel. The headline engine across many markets is a 2.4-liter bi-turbo 4-cylinder, producing up to 200 horsepower and 346 pound-feet. That torque band tends to be low in the revs, starting strong early for towing, hauling, or crawling over rough ground. Towing capacity is not bad, with brake towing sitting around 3,500 kilos in several variants, which is about 7,700 pounds. There are some variations depending on trim, drivetrain layout, and whether it's manual or automatic, but that 2.4-liter twin-turbo is the workhorse across most of the lineup. Specs are impressive. However, for the United States, local regulatory, market, and customer expectations throw a few big hurdles in the way. First, emissions. Diesel engines have to meet very strict NOx. The turbo diesel would need very serious exhaust aftertreatment. Second, fuel preferences. Americans have been drifting away from oil burners and light pickups, except in heavy-duty classes. There's concern about diesel fuel availability, service, resale, and maintenance. Third, transmissions. Manuals are less popular here for trucks. Automatics, or even better, dual clutch or modern torque converter automatics with more gears, are expected. Also, the 6-speed unit sharing across markets may be dated compared to US rivals that now offer 8, 10, or more gears. Why it's not available in the US? We've already touched on a few reasons, but the real deal breaker is tariffs. Importing a vehicle from overseas slaps an extra cost on the sticker, and not just pocket change, having in mind how high the taxes go today. And it's about to get uglier with tariffs climbing up in the current trade climate. For Mitsubishi, it's simply not realistic to ship the Triton directly into the United States under those conditions. On New Hope. Still, there are reasons to keep a little optimism alive. For one, emissions standards in the US are being pulled back, which makes life easier for diesel powertrains. That might not last forever, but if Mitsubishi wants to move now, this is as good a chance as any. Then there's the truck's global reputation. In markets where it sells, either as Triton or L200, it's built a strong following as a reliable workhorse. That kind of credibility travels fast, and plenty of American fans are getting frustrated with rising prices and questionable quality from the homegrown brands. Mitsubishi could step into that gap with something fresh, rugged, and affordable. But the main stumbling block is still there. The tariffs won't magically disappear. Importing the Triton would kill its chances of being competitive in price. The only real workaround is local production. While Mitsubishi doesn't currently build trucks in the US, they found recognition with crossovers. That success has given the brand more visibility outside of its tuner car heritage, and if sales momentum holds, it could justify investing in American facilities. A 2026 Triton built in North America can dodge the tariffs and finally give Mitsubishi a real shot at competing on the main truck stage. It's a big gamble, but if the Triton catches on, the payoff could be massive.